Hey everyone, welcome here. This is Shalini Joshi Amdagni, and this is my weekly Facebook Live session. So welcome to all of you who are joining me live, and those who are going to be watching this on replay. I want to welcome you, and please chime in, please play along, come and say hello, and if something resonates with you, do pop in and share. So the topic today is dealing with, here we go, dealing with deservingness issues and how to reclaim your goodness and receive with ease. So someone's here, and I don't know who's here. So anyway, so this topic is kind of something that all of us relate to, right? Dealing with deservingness, ending up feeling like I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this for n number of reasons. We find all kinds of reasons to, keep ourselves from availing of all the opportunities or saying yes to that thing that we've been wanting to say yes to, but we feel like we don't deserve, and feeling like I'm not good enough, I don't have the skills enough, I don't have the resources, and on and on and on. So I don't know if this is resonating with you. Maybe you're going through something in your life at this time. Maybe it's the issues with health, or it's issues with money, or it's issues with relationships, right? All of us are struggling with different kinds of issues, and there's a part of us that says, I don't deserve this. I really don't deserve this opportunity. I don't deserve this pay raise. I don't deserve this new responsibility in this job, or whatever the case may be. So if that's you, then stay tuned, okay? Because today we are going to be covering, here's what we're looking at. So I'm going to share a quick story that I read on the internet. Unfortunately, I don't know who the origin, where it originates from. It's not my story. We're going to look at sabotaging deservingness, tips to reclaim your goodness, receive with sunshine ease, and what if possibilities. So let's begin with walking with God story. Now, I've read this somewhere on the internet. I'm not sure who actually, is the original person. So the story goes that, this guy's dead, right? And he's now with God, and he's having this conversation with God, and they're just walking along. And there are all these rooms in the hallway that they're walking, and they're filled to the brim, like there's no space in these rooms. They're so overcrowded with presence, right? And so he walks past one room in the hallway, and the second one, and the third one, and the fourth one. And after a while, he gets really intrigued, and he says, by the way, God, like, what are all these gifts? Why do you have all these gifts? You don't need gifts. And God says to him that, these are gifts, and, for people who had asked for them. So we got them all ready, and then they changed their minds. They said they didn't want it, right? That they're not ready for it, or they're not good enough for it. So these presents are on hold, right? And I think that's an interesting story, because how many times, that we do this to ourselves. We want something, and just when things are about to unfold for us, we get tired of waiting, and we get impatient, and we said, I'm not going to get it. I don't deserve it. I probably don't deserve it. That's why I haven't got it yet. Otherwise, why don't I have it right now? And we just say, okay, I don't want it anymore. Right? So, hi Papa, hi Simi, thank you for joining live. So that was the story of walking with God, right? And the question is, how are you sabotaging your own deservingness? And how are you keeping yourself from receiving all those gifts that are queued up for you, but they're kind of on hold because you're saying, I don't deserve. So some of the ways people sabotage their deservingness, right, is they settle for less. So you might want to, these are some reasons, and you might identify with some of these reasons. So just become aware, right? And you say, I'm just going to settle for this. I'm just going to settle for this horrible relationship because, I don't think I can get any better than this. So I'm just going to settle with this chronic pain because, I've tried so many things, and I don't think like there's anything that can help me now. So I'm just going to settle for this. And, or, settling for a job that you don't really like, and you say, I don't think I can get any better than this. That was me 12 years ago. So I'm just going to stick it out. I'm going to stick here, and I'm going to, tolerate it. And well, there are some little benefits. And even though I hate it and I can't stand it, I'm just going to settle for this because I don't think there's anything out there for me. So, that's how you sabotage your deservingness. Then negative personal beliefs. Oh my God, like, no matter how much success you may have had, I may have had, and Simba may have had. Say hi, Simba. Say hi. Well, Simba's sitting with me today, contributing to this live with his lovely positive energy. And so, personal beliefs, like no matter how much you achieve, you still, when you have to go to the next level and the next thing that you want or the next desire that you have, right? You tell yourself, you can't have it, and you've got all these negative beliefs. And no matter how much success you've had, you keep, going back to that old belief system, right? And so you keep yourself stuck. Living in the past is another big one, right? It's like, I just did a quick live. I was in Krabi recently, and I was in a new place and in a new moment and a completely new environment, right? And I was saying how we have like new possibilities, new opportunities available to us in every new moment. But we bring our past, right? We bring our past into this present moment, and we say, no, I can't have this because, I had all those failures, and that time my parents said this, and, I felt not good enough, and I don't think I'm capable because of blah, 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 blah. And we have all these stories that we bring with us in our backpack, right? We bring these stories with us, and we keep them as reference points, and we say, no, I can't do this, I can't do this, I can't try this, I'm not good for this. And we keep dismissing what's showing up in our lives because we have this living in the past out of that rucksack that we've been carrying around with us everywhere. And so we sabotage what's showing up in our lives. Recently, in December, Dr. Joe Vitale from The Secret asked me to share the stage with him, and actually he told me in advance that I want you to come up and share this. And I thought, oh my god, like, am I good enough, am I capable? And even though EFT, I've been doing it for 12 years, and I know I can do this, I've mastered this technique. And he was asking me to share this technique on stage with him, but a part of my brain was going, am I good enough? I mean, do I deserve this opportunity? Oh my God, with Dr. Joe Vitale, like I was making it such a big deal and almost said no, right? And because of the backpack and all the negative thought processes that I had going on, thank God, I said yes. But what are you saying no to that you can say yes to if you just, stop referencing the past and actually come into this present moment fresh and new, right? Then, of course, if only, so we sabotage, another way we sabotage is If only I had the connections, if only I had the resources, if only I had the training, if only I had a rich mom and a rich dad, if only I had their life, if only I was as lucky as them, right? We do this all the time. We compare ourselves and we say, oh, they can do it because they're better off. And Dr. Joe Vitale gets to be on stage because he's written 77 books and blah, blah. But me, if only I had all his experience. And it's all these crap stories that we come up with to sabotage our deservingness, right? So how can we reclaim and receive those gifts in the hallway, right? In the rooms in the hallway that the universe has, like we asked it, there's this hymn, right? Ask, 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 and it shall be given you. Seek, 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 and you shall find. Knock, 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 the door will open unto you. Your heavenly Father is so kind. So what are you, not receiving that is already queued up for you that you can receive if you would release and reclaim your deservingness? So number one is, right, just acknowledge where you are. It is what it is. This is where I am. This is what's going on in my life right now, because you can't fight what it is, but you can make peace with what is, right? And if you're not at peace with what is, you're in that struggle, in that, this tension mode, and that's never a good place for creating anything, right? If you're chronically in that stress mode. So acknowledge what's going on with yourself, the situation you're in, the whatever is going on in your life. Acknowledge it. Okay, I am feeling this way. I am in this situation. And then ask yourself, right? Like when you acknowledge it and you have all these things that you've been saying to yourself, I'm not good enough because of this. I'm not good enough because I can't have this. I don't deserve this. And then ask yourself and question yourself, like, is that the absolute truth? Right? Is that the absolute truth? Is that as true as the sun will come out tomorrow morning? I mean, come on, you know that there are areas in your life, right, that you have excelled, that you did deserve, and you are deserving. So question those negative, the past, the negative personal self-talk, self-beliefs, and say, is that the absolute truth? Is that really, really true, right? And as true as that the sun is going to come out tomorrow, that's absolute truth. And if it's not absolutely true, then we want to realign ourselves. Like we here's what we want, and here's where we are, and we're gonna like line up with what we want, right? Letting go of all these negative thoughts and beliefs and whatever's in the way, so that we can, be aligned with what we want for ourselves. And one of the things that, hi Monia, thank you for joining. And she's saying, thank you, much needed. Yeah, we all need this. I need this reminder too every day. Trust me, even though I'm talking about this and sharing this, doesn't mean I haven't got stuff, right, that I'm dealing with. So this stuff helps me realign too with things that I want and I feel like I don't deserve, right? So one of the things that I find that I can, and I'm jumping the gun here, is aligning myself is, I remind myself, I'm jumping the thing and I'm going to this place, which is receiving with sunshine ease, is the way I align with myself, right? And I remind myself, like, no matter how we are feeling every day, you're feeling crappy, you're feeling angry, you're feeling pissed, you're feeling whatever you're feeling, right? But when you step out of your house, or even in your house, the sun doesn't say, oh my God, you're so crappy today, I'm not gonna shine on you. We receive sunshine with so much ease. It's like we expect there to be sunshine, at least in this part of the world. We expect it to be shining on us. There's no doubt in our hearts and our minds, right? That, oh my God, I've been so bad today. I've had such a big fight today. I've been so mean in my relationships today. I've done such a hurtful thing today that the sun is going to have this dark spot on me, and I'm not going to be able to receive sunshine, you know. And so what I remind myself is like, what would it take for me to receive all that I want with the same ease? Because this is the blessing of God. This is the blessing of the universe. You know, you have air, you have water, you have sunshine, and just as, you know, there is this ease with which we receive all this, you know, and we take it for granted. What if we can receive what we want, if we are good enough to receive the air that we breathe, without which we will die in an instant, right? The air that we breathe, the sunshine, it's there because of God's grace. And if God has blessed me with all this, then of course it is easy for me to receive the other stuff as well, because I'm a loving child of the universe. So that's one way that I, you know, line up with what I want to receive, right? And there's a part of me that's feeling like I don't deserve, and then when I say this, I feel more lined up. I feel like, yeah, I do deserve, you know, I do deserve this. And so being grateful, yeah, absolutely. When you're saying feeling grateful, but also just, you know, just saying like this life is for me. And the very fact that I'm here on this planet means I deserve, because God has put me here, because I deserve all the good that's available on this beautiful planet, right? And so allowing yourself not to like, oh, I have to like really struggle to be deserving so I can receive this. You know, if you can receive the abundance of sunshine and air and water that is life-giving, then you are good enough to receive everything that's available on this planet and everything that you think about, right? And the next step is, of course, to act, right? So acknowledge what you want, acknowledge what's going on in your head, ask yourself, question yourself, what the heck is this all about, right? And is it the absolute truth? And find a way. I don't know what's your way. I just share with you a quick tip that I do, right? And there are a gazillion ways to line up. Yes, gratitude is one. Sometimes you can't feel gratitude because you're feeling so like, you know, like I'm not getting this thing that I want, and you're in so much struggle that it's hard to feel gratitude. So find a way that works for you, that helps you line up. And then once you're lined up, you know, you might have an inspiration, like, let me do this, let me try this. What would it take for me to create more of what I want in my life? And you might have an inspiration that shows up that says, why not do this, right? And so then you take action to create what you want and what you desire. Okay, so I already, you know, went through this, and here are some questions that can help you line up too. So what can I do different to create what I want? It seems so simple, but when you think about it, you know, they say that every day we think, I don't know how many, 64,000 thoughts a day, and 99% of them are the same stuff that we thought yesterday. And so this question, what can I do different to create what I want, seems very simplistic, but it is really, even if you just sit with this, like, what can I do differently? And it may not be like, what can I do differently for that thing to show up, but just what can I do differently today? How can I be more loving in my, you know, in my life today? How can I be move forward with more love and appreciation in my life? And if you just try one simple thing and apply that, you know, for a while, you'll see how magically and dramatically things change for you. Because I've tried it, you know. What else can I add to my life today that would create more fun right away, right? When we are in this place of I don't deserve, I can't have this, we are in this low energy vibe. But, you know, if we can choose more fun for ourselves, and it doesn't have to be, something amazing. It could be something simple like, what if I could walk in the sunshine? What if I could take a nature walk? That would create more fun for me. What if I could watch a silly video of, funny videos on the internet? That would create more fun for me. So what would it take to create more fun, right? What can I add to my life that I haven't added because I'm all serious and I'm all locked up in my uh, uh, in my thoughts about what I don't have and what I want and what I don't deserve. So what can I change and add in my life, inject into my life that would bring more fun? And asking yourself, what if everything turns out way better than anything I ever imagined? Yesterday I got so yesterday I woke up in the morning, and these are questions that I've learned from Access Consciousness, right? If you don't know Access Consciousness, Google it. It's another wonderful modality. My key modality is tapping, but I combine so many different things. And Access Consciousness has these wonderful generative questions that kind of like, you're locked in, and they're questions that generate all kinds of new possibilities for yourself. So one of the questions that I've learned from Access Consciousness is, what grand and glorious adventures can I have today? And I was playing with this yesterday. And what would it take to create more fun and magic in my life? And it seems simplistic, but when you really start asking yourself these questions, it starts to shift your energy, and you start to get into this excited, eager, happier place of possibilities, right? And interestingly, right after that, I was opening my computer, and this is a true story, right? Just yesterday, and I wrote back to Caroline Harper, who is the PR manager for Dr. Joe. She was sending me some photographs that, I don't know, the event people had taken, and she said, I'm sure these would serve you. And so she sent me all these photographs of me on stage with Dr. Joe. And then, she was saying, I would love to recommend you to all the people that are contacting Dr. Joe for interviews. I would love to refer them to you too. And it was such a unbelievable surprise. Like I could have never even imagined that possibility popping up into my experience, right? But it did. And all with just playing around with these questions, it kind of opens doors that were locked. It kind of opens the doors up. And I have so many questions. Maybe I'll do a Facebook Live next week with questions, but here's that question: what grand and glorious adventures will I have today? Or where do I need to put my focus today to create more of what I desire and want? So these questions are, here's another one. What would it take to allow all that I wish for to show up in my life? So I love playing with these questions. They're not my questions. I didn't create them. I do create some of my own as I play along with these questions, these generative questions of Access Consciousness. But it's delightful to do that. And I invite you, if you want to take a picture, right, of these questions, you can take a moment to click. You can pause the video and click, because they are so useful in reflecting and shifting the energy, right? And playing with that, and just allowing yourself to move into a different place so you can receive all those wonderful presents, uniquely yours. Nobody's going to snatch them, because God's got all these, the universe has all these things lined up for us, because we sent those requests out and they're queued up for us. And as soon as we are in this happier place to say, yeah, I'm ready to receive, they flow into your experience with some magical, in so many magical ways that you could never, ever, ever have dreamed of. So thank you for joining me. How to find or create this powerful question. One Monia, I think you just, I don't know if you're familiar with Access Consciousness. Just Google it, and they have all these power questions, generative questions that they share on their site. I think if you just go to accessconsciousness.com, you'll come across a bunch of stuff. It's the founder is Gary Douglas, and Dr. Dane here. I almost called him reindeer. Dane here. It's a twister. So Dr. Dane here and Gary Douglas are the founders of Access Consciousness, and you can get more questions like these, which are so fun to shift the energy. So I hope that was helpful. I'm so glad you joined me, Monia, and my dad's here, and Rajiv Sharma. Thank you for joining me live, and I'm so grateful to all of you who will be watching the replay. Thank you for joining, and I will see you next week, guys. Bye-bye. See you next week.